Hello, we are so glad you've joined us for this informational session about the National Principal Supervisor Certificate for Equity and Excellence. In a minute, you will hear from our Executive Director, Dr. Johnson, why it was important for us to create this program and why it is important for you to enroll. Your participation in our open house, I believe, implies two issues. Equity and excellence are on your mind, and you are wanting to find more support to ensure success for all the students under your responsibility. And as Dr. Johnson says, one without the other, equity and excellence, is an oxymoron. So before we get to the why and what our certificate program is about, we'd like to introduce ourselves.
Hello, my name is Joe Johnson. It's my honor to serve as the founding executive director of the National Center for Urban School Transformation. In my 40+ years as an educator, I've served as a teacher, and I've also served as an administrator at the school, district, state, and federal level. I've served as a researcher, professor, dean, and university provost and senior vice president. Most importantly, however, through the past 25 years, I've had the honor of identifying, studying, and learning from outstanding school and district leaders who have transformed schools into places where all students and all demographic groups of students thrive academically and become empowered to succeed in the world. I am very proud to have assembled a wonderful team of equity-driven educational leaders at NCUST, some of whom are helping lead this virtual open house. Leaders such as Granger Ward, Dr. Sid Salazar, and Dr. Shirley Peterson. Granger.
Thank you very much, Joe. And once again, welcome to this morning's program. I really want to share with you just a little bit about my background. As an administrator, I've served as a high school principal. I've served as a superintendent of schools, both in New York State and in the state of California. And for almost a decade, I served as the executive vice president for an educational profit called AVID. And the last 5 years as an executive coach with NCUST. And that's been a really thrilling part of my career because this has continued the vision that I've started in education with. It's about making sure all students have the opportunity and that equity and excellence are what we strive for in every single way. So please welcome. And Dr. Salazar.
Thank you, Granger. And again, welcome everybody to our webinar. I am Sid Salazar, and I am a lifelong educator who recently retired from a school superintendency. However, I've been very proud, and I am very proud and privileged to have worked with NCUST in multiple roles as a doctoral student, a school district superintendent, and currently as an executive coach. Throughout my 35 years as an administrator and educator, I've supported diverse student populations as a classroom teacher, as a site and central office administrator, and perhaps the most important role has been that of a role model for making a difference for all those that want to make a difference for all students. I passionately believe it is our moral imperative as educators to create school cultures of equity where excellence is achieved for every student. As a site and district leader, I had the good fortune of collaborating with teachers, leaders, parents, and community members to focus on the success of all students. And we did that by developing a call to action that eventually narrowed the pervasive achievement gap. Working with NCUST allowed leaders and teachers in my former district to deeply understand their impact on the efficacy of learning through both reflective practice and action. We hope that as you engage with us today, we are able to provide clear information about the benefits of our certificate program, and more specifically, an understanding about how this program can help you develop your call to action that will ultimately make a difference for your students, for all of your students. Thank you. Shirley?
My name is Shirley Peterson. I joined NCUST 10 years ago as an executive coach. I want to give a few highlights of my over 40-year career in education. Notably, I served as principal at 2 high schools, one in an upper middle class neighborhood and the other in a lower income community. I found there was much work to be done in both schools to ensure equity and excellence for all students. After 11 years as a high school principal, I was invited to join a K-12 team at the district level, given responsibility for implementing new district-wide initiatives and supervising principals. One of the important things that we implemented was a K-12 literacy program, including a full-time kindergarten program to ensure that all students were reading by 3rd grade. And later, I worked on high school reform, increasing graduation requirements and having all students at the 9th grade take physics. I was also an adjunct professor, among other assignments. So that's our team for this open house. And with pleasure, on behalf of all of us at the National Center for Urban School Transformation, welcome to this informational session about the National Principals Supervisor Certificate for Equity and Excellence. So what do we do at NCUST? Our mission is to assist urban school districts and school leaders in transforming their schools into places where all students from every demographic group achieve at high levels. Since 2005, we have studied over 160 of America's highest performing urban schools. These amazing elementary, middle, and high schools generate great learning results for all the students they serve. Having met our criteria, we celebrate and award them at our annual America's Best Urban School Symposium. Taking what we've learned from these schools, we partner with district leaders, coaching them so they can emulate the practices found in these high-performing schools. We've planned this open house for you to learn all of the details about this unique certificate program. Most importantly, we want to convey our passion for the pursuit of equity and excellence for all students.
During this session, we believe it's critically important to provide clarity around the objectives of our certificate program. We want you to know what is unique about the program and be specific about what the program is and what it is not. The 5-course sequence program is designed to support you as a principal supervisor to develop and complete an approved project that will ultimately make a difference for all students and narrow achievement gaps within your district. Once you meet the agreed upon objectives of your project, you will earn NCUST National Principal Supervisor Certificate for Equity and Excellence. And now we will hear about the why from Dr. Joe Johnson.
The year is 2020, and the American dream is on a ventilator. Not the Hollywood dream or the Wall Street dream or even the dream of the big lotto win. I'm talking about the simple American dream that suggests that every child in this nation will have access to a quality education that ensures them the capacity to keep learning and growing in this complex, ever-changing technological environment. The American dream that every child will acquire the academic skills necessary to succeed in a 21st century career that enables them to earn a living wage and affords them the opportunity to own a home and raise a family in these United States. The American dream that every child will develop knowledge and respect of both themselves and others, all others, so they can contribute to a strong and healthy community in their neighborhoods, in their nation, and in the world. This American dream is on life support. Now, some of us would like to believe that the American dream is healthy and vibrant. They accurately notice that many American children are succeeding, but they ignore the huge piles of data that make it all too easy to predict which of our children will succeed on almost any indicator of success. One only needs to know 5 variables: race, ethnicity, family income, language background, gender, and zip code. We cannot pretend that the American dream is healthy when so much evidence suggests that success in our nation is predetermined for millions of children. Conversely, some would have us believe that the American dream is already dead and gone. Well, I know better. And we at the National Center for Urban School Transformation know better. We have felt the pulse of the American dream in schools only a few miles from our office in San Diego, California, in phenomenal schools in some of Florida's urban centers, in amazing schools in Missouri and the heartland of this country. We've been inspired by outstanding educators in some of the toughest communities in New York City. We have felt the powerful heartbeat of the American dream on the US-Mexico border in Brownsville, Texas, Chula Vista, California, and El Paso, Texas. In 167 schools in 25 states in the District of Columbia, we have seen schools that are changing the trajectory of lives and changing the trajectory of communities. Schools where Black students are learning that their academic potential is unlimited, where Latinx students are finding that they are being prepared not just to get into college, but to succeed in college and succeed in life, where students from low-income families are learning that their family's poverty is just a prelude to their success stories. The National Center for Urban School Transformation, NCUST, exists because there is no neutral place in this nation. Either we are part of the solution or we are part of the problem. Either we are part of the virus that fills this nation's lungs, or we are part of the vaccine that brings hope for a better tomorrow. Either we are part of the weight of the knee on George Floyd's neck, or we are part of the Liberation Army that transforms our institutions into beacons of justice. Ibram Kendi explained, there is no neutrality in the racism struggle. The opposite of racist isn't not racist. The opposite is anti-racist. NCUST exists because we are committed to helping leaders transform educational systems so their schools become anti-racist, so their schools become beacons of justice, beacons of hope for every child they serve. We want to see the 167 schools we've awarded grow even stronger in ways that ensure the success of the diverse groups of students they serve. But just as well, we want to see the results generated by those 167 schools become the norm in America, so that neither race, nor family income, nor language background, nor gender, nor zip code can predict academic success. We have established this National Principal Supervisor Certificate for Equity and Excellence because we believe that the individuals who supervise and support principals have tremendous influence in the transformation of schools. This certificate is only available to individuals who are currently supervising principals. They may have a variety of titles, such as director, assistant superintendent, area superintendent, superintendent. However, they must have responsibility for supervising and supporting principals. This certificate is not a credential or a license. In contrast, this certificate is a symbol of accomplishment. It is an indication that you have generated real, measurable, concrete evidence of movement toward equity and excellence. Just as National Board Teacher Certification is an indication that someone is an accomplished teacher, this certification is an indication that the holder is an accomplished leader who has brought about significant change in the schools they supervise. The certificate specifies equity and excellence because we believe those two concepts are inextricably linked. Equity without excellence is just mediocrity. Excellence without equity is an oxymoron, because truly excellent schools are excellent for every child who enrolls. So if this certificate is a true symbol of accomplishment, it must be earned. Taking courses is not enough. Writing papers is not enough. Sitting through lectures is not enough. Nobody will earn this certificate unless they're able to demonstrate that they have influenced real and significant improvements in outcomes for children, and particularly diverse populations of children. So if you choose to enter into this program, we will work with you to examine the current data from one or more of the schools you lead, and we will help you develop a proposal that specifies how your data will change in ways that model both equity and excellence. We will help you develop a proposal that is clear, objective, and fair. If you accomplish the change you specify, you will earn the certificate. If you do not accomplish the change you specify, we'll stand beside you, we'll demonstrate our willingness to continue to support you, but you will not earn the certificate until you accomplish the outcomes specified in your proposal. When you earn this certificate, people will know, we will know, and most importantly, you will know that you are an equity-driven leader. You will have demonstrated that you possess the knowledge, skills, and dispositions necessary to be a true champion for equity and excellence. We will proudly hold you up as a keeper of the dream, the American dream. We want, however, to do more than challenge you. We want to support you. We want to help you succeed. And we're good. We've worked with educational leaders in multiple states to help them strengthen their schools and districts. We're so proud of the supporting role we have played in influencing impressive gains in learning outcomes. Yet, we are thrilled mostly as we see the profound differences leaders are making in the lives of the children and the communities they serve. In this program, we will help you by providing you excellent classes that help you envision real equity and excellence in your schools, and help you work with principals, teachers, support staff, parents, and community leaders to help your vision come to life. We will provide you with quality one-on-one coaching from our team of impressive executive coaches. As well, you will have tremendous opportunities to engage with schools and district leaders who have achieved stunning successes in districts with substantial challenges. And finally, we will provide you with great opportunities to engage with the cohort of other equity-driven leaders who are striving to accomplish similar changes to the changes you seek to engender. All of this, the courses, the one-on-one coaching, the interaction with leaders from award-winning schools and districts, the interactions with leaders from your cohort, all of this is tailored to help you successfully implement your proposal and accelerate movement toward equity and excellence in the schools you lead. I am very proud of our center. In our short 15 years, we've done many good things, but quite frankly, I am most excited about our new professional certificate programs. This is our opportunity to reach out in a scalable way and provide a quantity and quality of support that can help energetic, committed leaders breathe new life into the American dream. We look forward to rolling our sleeves all the way up to help you help your schools excel. Thank you for seriously considering the opportunity to work with us and strengthen your capacity to be keepers of the dream, the American dream. We look forward to your success. Now I will turn to my outstanding colleague, Dr. Sid Salazar, who will talk about some of the details that explain what this program is. Then my impressive colleague, Mr. Granger Ward, will explain a little about what this program is not.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson, for delivering such a passionate message about our collective purpose for our certificate program. As you heard me earlier mentioning the 5-certificate program, we want you to know that throughout this program, you will engage with experienced, passionate coaches who will connect you with and with other core members to develop a supportive community practice with a sense of urgency for equity and excellence in your district. Recent and relevant research will be used to develop a vision for equity, to apply systems thinking and planning, and to ultimately create a positive transformational culture within your own district. The program is intentionally web-based and convenient to access and engage with others. The course topics, which will be discussed in greater detail later, are purposeful for practitioners, and the knowledge and learning gained has immediate practical application within your districts. Content will be delivered both synchronously and asynchronously. The program challenges you to address achievement gaps discovered through deep data analyses and collaborate with other leaders and teachers to be learners. Next, the National Principal Supervisor Certificate for Equity and Excellence offers individualized coaching throughout the courses to guide you as a participant through reflective practice and to help you and support you with an ongoing project that will be approved by NCUST. Discussion forums will enable participants to engage with other district equity-driven leaders using a synchronous and asynchronous approach. All program participants are committed to building transformational cultures that make a difference for all students. Lastly, individualized sessions with an NCUST coach will help you to develop a vision of equity and excellence in your district where all principals embrace the moral imperative of all students learning at high levels and reaching their unlimited potential. Coaches will provide feedback and guide you as you prepare to meet with your site and district leaders to develop a project. We want projects to be added value for your entire district, and as such, we will coach you for success. At the conclusion of the program, you will be able to assess equity and excellence within your district, collaborate with a study school in your district to develop and execute a plan of action. You will be able to assess and monitor progress and ultimately develop scalable initiatives throughout the district schools to make a difference for all students. Next, we will hear from Mr. Granger Ward about what the program is not.
Thank you, Dr. Salazar. I think it's important that we highlight how different we are than a typical or traditional program, or one that you've had experience with before. We're not about seat time, as Dr. Johnson has mentioned to you. We're not about writing papers. We're not about doing this in isolation. This is about working collaboratively with us and with a team of administrators and teachers to see real change. Now I'd like to reemphasize again how you earn the certificate. In the first course, you'll be asked to develop a proposal to improve a school or schools in your district. We will work with you. We will work with you as you work with your team collaboratively to develop something that has real, actionable results. To earn your certificate, you'll need to provide evidence that shows significant growth in student achievement. And as Dr. Johnson highlighted before, it's around those students who are typically underserved. We really believe and we want to ensure equity and excellence for all students. To earn this certificate, you will show us when you're done that you have actually improved student achievement in that focused school or schools. This is something that is achievable, that you can do, that we have seen done, and we're proud to work with you to make sure this happens.
In whatever way you propose to influence equity and excellence in the schools you lead, your success will depend upon your ability to do three things. One, lead stakeholders to change the culture of the school. Two, lead stakeholders to change what students are expected to learn, the curricula. And three, lead stakeholders to change instruction so that students are likely to engage and develop deep understandings. As we have examined the successes of phenomenal educational leaders, we have found that these three factors empower success. Whether you find that you in your district have a school that needs to increase the extent to which Black students access and enter into higher level math courses, or a school where immigrant and refugee students need greater fluency with important literacy concepts, or a school where Black and brown male students need to stay in school and in class every day, week after week, without being suspended or expelled, your chances of success are limited unless you're able to work with stakeholders in ways that change culture, curricula, and instruction. Our program is designed to help you lead such change efforts successfully. It isn't enough to want better results. It isn't enough to dream about creating an anti-racist school. Leaders must be astutely aware of the challenges that are likely to impede progress, and they must know how to navigate around, above, and through those challenges. If it were easy, other folks would have already done it. Also, leaders have to think systemically. They have to recognize how systems have influenced the pervasive inequities of the status quo. As well, they have to recognize how the old systems may need to be modified, or in some cases dismantled, in order to establish new systems that are explicitly designed to ensure the success of all students. Among all of the 167 schools we've awarded and studied, we have not found any that succeeded accidentally. Our program is designed to help you change systems and practices deliberately in ways that will ensure both equity and excellence. Now, Dr. Peterson will explain how we have designed a series of 5 courses that will help you lead stakeholders in ways that will change culture, curricula, and instruction by overcoming leadership challenges, building new systems, and dismantling counterproductive practices.
Thank you, Jill. All right, so you've heard about the program. And yes, we believe learning in the structure of courses that are interconnected will support you to achieve your vision of excellence and equity that you've identified through your project. Each of the courses are described on our website. And if you haven't already, I encourage you to visit the website and to read all of the details about each of the courses. One thing I want to emphasize is that the culminating course will lead you to develop a leadership plan you can use to advance your district and school and the schools that you supervise towards improvement through your work with them for the 21-22 academic school year. And so you see the courses. I think their names, we believe, are important, how we've organized, starting with looking at the issue of equity and excellence in your school district, examining what exists that supports students and maybe some barriers that you identify through looking at multiple data of what's happening at the district level and in the schools you supervise. And moving forward through support, building a coherent system, and we will help you understand, as Dr. Johnson has already given a few details of what that coherent system is that exists in our very high-performing urban schools. Then the culture, how do we help schools change culture in a way to ensure that all students are successful. And we know that nothing changes unless teaching changes. And so we want you to take a look at what's happening with your schools in terms of classroom instruction, working with your team at the school that you've identified to advance effective teaching practices. And then lastly, as I said, as you overcome leadership challenges and develop your final plan that you will move forward with, because this is not just a one-year project that you begin and end. This is the beginning of a change for you as a leader, and hopefully for all of the schools that you supervise and support.
Clarity is essential as we move forward, and we would like to underscore some commonly asked questions that have been posed. First one, can I take a few of the courses but not all of them? The answer is yes. However, the goal of this program is to grant certification in leading schools and districts for equity and excellence. Only taking a few of the courses will not provide this worthwhile opportunity. Next question. If my project requires more time to demonstrate evidence of positive change, will I be allowed to continue? The answer is yes. You may have more than the allotted 12 months to demonstrate evidence of positive change. A coach will continue to support you and assist you in meeting your project outcomes and ultimately obtain certification. Third question, can payments be made in installments? The answer is yes. However, if you pay the total amount up front, the total cost of the program will be $9,975 or $1,995 per course. If, however, you opt to pay as you take a course, the total cost of the program will be $10,475 or $2,095 per course. And last question, can I include more than one school in my project? The answer is yes. You may include more than one school in your project. However, please keep in mind that you have outcomes to be delivered with designated timelines. Our collective goal is to support you to receive your certification.
One of the things I want to emphasize that we believe will maximize the impact that you can have in your district is to encourage at least one of the principals you supervise to enroll in the National Principal Certificate for Equity and Excellence. So what's next? If you have any further questions, please call me, email me. You see my contact information on the screen. And most importantly, get your application in no later than September 14th. We thank you for listening to us today, and we look forward to working with you very soon.